Okay, so we watch you on the entry. We want to hold that streamline. Don't let those hands separate. Okay, let's hold the streamline and use the kick, 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 kick. Remember, you can go all the way out to 15 meters. You probably can't quite get that far just yet, but see how you got a good up kick and down kick? You may as well use it. Okay. Now I see a lot of up and down with your body. See how your hands are pointing down? They're pressing down on the water. Okay. What they're trying to do when you're pressing down is you're going to bring your hips up, or you're going to bring your head up. And when you bring your head up, see what happens to the hips?
They drop.
Yeah. So your body is kind of like a big, it's almost like a big teeter-totter in some ways. And if you lift one end up, the other end is going to go down. So what we want to do, instead of seeing butterfly that goes like that, we want to see one that's a little bit more smooth as we go throughout. You can see, you do a nice job. You got great pull. I mean, you got good power. That's how you can get up so high. What we want to do is we want to get you to press the chest down like that, finish that kick, and then instead of getting your hands to go flat and press down like that, what I want you to do is I want you to extend your hands out, or extend your arms out and get your hands down deep. Make sure your hands slice into that deep water. So if we're looking at your body right now, instead of your arm kind of being like that, see where the elbow's there? We kind of want it like that, where the elbow's up, just like that. Okay. Remember, those first 4 to 6 inches are pretty tough, but see, there's a principle you're going to learn in physics called every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. So if you press down on the water's going to press you back up. And what happens when you see it right here is it makes it awfully tough for you to be able to get that second kick in. Your second kick isn't as strong as the first, and it's because of body position. It's not because you don't have a good kick. You do have a good kick. It's all because of body position. Okay. I think if we can get you to do that, now what we don't have is a head-on shot. Let's take a look at the turn. I'm going to talk about one thing you can do to make that a little bit easier on fly. Come into that wall. Don't really need to lift up, but see right here how you got that streamline a little bit better? We can still get that head down, okay? So right now you got resistance on the head, you got resistance here. If you can get the head down, your hips are going to come up, and then what's going to happen is you're going to be a long vessel like this. It doesn't have a whole lot of resistance, and that's going to make your kick really powerful. You can really see, you reach up to get that breath. A couple things you can do. One, you can go butterfly and breathe every other stroke, and that's going to make it easier for you to keep your hips up on top of the water. That's going to make it easier for you to get a deep catch. The other thing, and we don't see the head-on shot of this, but you know how right here you've got your hands and you're pressing them down towards your hips?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now let's pretend that, actually I'm going to clear this off. Now let's pretend that you're a swimmer, okay? And we're looking at you from up above. And these are your legs. Let me do this. Down here. This is a bad head. Okay. Your hands are starting up here, right? And we think about pressing them all the way back. But instead of pressing them all the way back, we can kind of feather them out that way. Okay? Kind of like this. Now you don't want to make it too short. You still want to be able to get down towards your hips. You want to press all the way through. But what happens is if you finish that stroke, then you can't even tell where the finish starts and the recovery begins. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And you see a lot of butterflyers, especially kind of shorter butterflyers with shorter arms, that can do that because they can get a much, much higher stroke rate, much higher stroke tempo as they go throughout this. You've got good feel for the water. You got good kick. You're going to have good body position as soon as we can get those hands at the right angle. I think the first thing to do is start working on butterfly in terms of bilateral breathing or breathing every other stroke, and that's going to be the first step towards you having a really good high hip position. All right?
Yeah.
All right. Nice job.
Thank you.
Yep.